G'day, g'day, g'day. Welcome to episode 209 of the DayZ Podcast. Cobra, how you doing, buddy?
Very well, mate. How's everyone else?
Yeah, not too bad. Alex, yourself, mate?
I'm doing well, thank you, mate. I'm doing well.
Awesome. Guys, what a couple of weeks it's been. We've talked so much about how great a map Circle is and all the rest of it, but there's been that one little, this tiny little, like an inanimate carbon rod, something that seems completely superfluous, but oh my God, did it cause an absolute shit fight in the community? A little concrete block.
Oh, bloody hell, mate. I was reading all this shit for ages. God,
yeah, so was I, but it meant absolutely nothing to me. So today's show
we're not modders, so it doesn't matter.
In layman's terms.
Well, I sat down with Benny, with John McLean, and he showed me in great detail like the effect it had on him. I also listened to Dave and Andy, epic fucking burn they gave me in their podcast as well at the start of it. They referred to our show as four-stripe Adidas. Why would you bother?
I like that.
That's about right. Yeah.
It was funny, mate. It was funny. There are other podcasts, and then there's Friendly. I mean, like the others, they're like four-star Adidas or four-stripe Adidas. Why would you bother? And I was like, you fuckers, I'll get you for that one. That was a good burn, though. That was a good burn. I love those guys. So. It essentially came down to as I understand it, the relocation of a flag, and this flag is basically what anchors that item to the map. Alex, I can see your head. This is how I feel when modders start talking, and that's why I was really hoping Devil was going to be here, but he's got it's his dad's birthday, so I completely understand why he's not here. But I always struggle myself when they go into some of the more technical stuff. But this relocation of the flag from where it was located to, I think it was moved like a meter or two in perspective up, meant that anyone who had used those blocks for anything on their maps, they were now moved. And some maps had minimal use of it. Other maps had a lot of use of it, which is where poor old John McLean came unstuck because his was so prevalent in his Deer Isle map that it just caused major issues. And the summary of it is pretty much the same as what the Friendly guys said. It's unfortunate, but these things happen. But to me, it just came down to the communication could have been better from the team, from the dev team about the issue. I can see a couple of things got taken out of context by them. John McLean had that tweet about good modders or good map makers will have no issue sort of thing. And I can see how that could have been taken out of context by them. I don't think the devs meant it that way, but yeah, I can see why he would have been pretty pissed off because he's made this map pretty much for free. He's probably made some money when he streams and all the rest of it, but a lot of work and effort has gone into Deer Isle and all the rest of it. It would have been heartbreaking to him. I think he said he has something like 50,000 units of it on his map or something like that. So I think he's almost back to having the map released, but man, it was such a weird thing. And like the only reason it got found was Nate, who's in chat, Digital Hi-Fi Media. He was the one who spotted it because everyone was so caught up with Circle that I think he was, Nate, yes, he's building a map and he worked with Matty Ice on on Bitterroot, but he was the first one to notice the issue when he loaded his map that he's making up in experimental and was like, what the hell? What's going on with all the concrete blocks? And then he raised a ticket and then it just became this downward spiral from there, Cobra.
Yeah, I mean, I fully understand. I'm only messing around with what I opened up with earlier on. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, you put a lot of time and effort into these maps. They're well known. Deer Isle was just a fantastic map. And it was sad to see that I read some of those. I read the tweet that he put out. I read some of the bits and pieces that were following on from that. It was a bit of a shit fest, really, all over the place. But you can understand people's, views and emotions after they've, a long-standing map
100%.
so good, and all this kind of thing goes on. I don't know, but I think this is DayZ. Things break every update, doesn't it? So what do you do? That's quite a significant break, I would say. But
it's a pretty big break. And I sent a message to Tails, the project lead, Alex, and I asked him just a few questions. And I liaised heavily with Devil on this because I wanted to make sure I asked the relevant, pertinent questions. I had a rough idea, but I'm a lot like you, Alex. When I start hearing them talk about the technical stuff, it's like, I think I keep saying it, dumb it down, guys. You got to dumb it down for me so I can understand it. And then, John was awesome, sat down, showed it to me. Then I chatted with Devil to get, a more informed take on what the issue was. And in the end, we came up with a few questions that I've sent through. And I understand they're busy. The primary thing here is not answering some fucking idiot on the internet's questions. The primary issue is fixing it. But the questions I asked him, Alex, was what was the technical reason for adding the auto flag? Many modders felt it wasn't necessary. So why they moved that flag to make those blocks move differently. Have you seen the image, Alex, that explains about what happened?
I've seen the image.
Yeah.
Are we talking about like a flag in a system, like the system has flagged it? Or are we talking a
basically
real flag asset?
No, they call it auto flag or something like that, and it's basically that's the point that it anchors to.
Okay, all right. So like an anchor point has been moved, and that's why it was like higher, right? It was like floating and shit. I saw.
Yeah, it moved everything up.
Yeah.
So everything that was down, and so they wanted to know what the reason for doing that was. Then the next question was this predicted as an issue for modders or the community servers? If so, what actions did the team take to make modders aware of this? Because that sort of ties into my summary of it when I sent it through to him. I also asked, can or will BI release the original floor tile in its original state with the old settings to the community so they could fix this easier? Why doesn't DayZ give a fallback when they update things like this? This is what Devil suggested would be some good questions to ask them. Because where it came down for me, Alex, is the main issue for me is many times in the past we have seen updates that break mods. None quite to this scale that I can recall. They may have, but this is what I remember. What actions are the dev team willing to take to try to minimize this from continually occurring in the future? We get some bugs slip through, but this appears to be one that could have reasonably been predicted and dealt with before release. It's tarnished the 1.26 update in many people's eyes. The narrative spreading, and that has spread, has been very negative for them, Alex. And that's the concern I have, mate, is if you go back through the podcast, back to when I first started it, the Boomer Zone podcast with the boys and all, and we were something every now and then something would happen with an update that would just catch the modders off guard. And we talked about it, and we thought they were getting better at liaising, and then this bug happened. And yes, it was aware. People were aware of it, but it just what upsets me the most, Alex, is it's really tarnished 1.26. What should have just been a hands down slam dunk update has kind of been ruined by this and the handling of it.
Yeah, I mean, because I was kind of shocked, to be honest with you. Obviously, I've seen Matty's tweets and stuff. From a content creator point of view and a enjoyer of the game, I've fucking loved every second of it. And I was thinking most people were going to be along the same lines. This has been fantastic. Nothing's broken. How often does that happen? Because I haven't seen it, But then when I jumped onto Twitter and I was seeing what Matty was saying and, John McClane and these things were getting said, I had no idea this was happening behind the scenes. And from what I've seen, it does seem to have been handled quite badly. That was it an email he was sent or a message or a tweet that was sent out about competent map modders should have no issues with this? I was like, that's kind of I don't know if it was meant to come across that way. That's a kind of fucking dick thing to say. I think someone in chat's just said that took him over 7,000 hours to make that one map. It's fucking more hours than I've got in DayZ. You know, when people have poured that much love and effort and attention into something, I think you need to be really careful with how you handle your response to something like that, because this guy is probably sat there absolutely pulling his hair out. Like we've said many times, I've got no idea how any of this modern stuff works. So from an outside perspective, I can only imagine the shitstorm that is going on with that map. But yeah, it just seems to have been handled wrong.
It was on the feedback tracker, and John McClane replied, and he highlighted a sentence that was in there that can be used by anyone who finds it too difficult to adjust their maps. And he said, I get the subtle undertone, but let's not forget who is the originator of the whole situation here. And he replied back with quite a decent burn, Cobra, a company who finds it too difficult to adjust their updates.
Already, yeah.
Now, I don't agree 100% with that, because I've seen people saying, rollback DayZ. Rollbacks are only done when something is broken pretty much to the point of not being operational. The game itself is still playing. Maddie, even though Maddie's been very vocal about this, supporting the modders, waving the modder flag, his map is already fixed and back to normal. But yeah, you don't do a rollback for something like this, do you, Cobra?
Well, I think this has kind of got how can I put this? With Sakal coming out at the same time as the 1.2.6 update, what you've kind of seen is most people have not been really made aware or are not aware they're enjoying Sakal. So really, it's a bit of a win for anyone that's not a modder or anyone in terms of getting into conversations or noticing or whatever else. Because most people, like myself, would have just been playing Sakal.
Yep.
A lot of people who would normally play, the maps that are affected, have probably jumped on to Sakal to get a feel for what's going on. So could you imagine if Sakal hadn't come out, how bad that update would have been? That would have been complete and utter fucking chaos, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know it's quite bad as it is, but I mean, what I'm saying is that if it wasn't for Sakal, right, this would be the big thing. You've probably seen loads of numbers leaving, DayZ, playing at the same time type numbers. You probably get like a huge backlash. Interesting for all. I'm glad some of these issues have been kind of resolved now. What is the current state of play with DRL right now? Is that still down at this moment or not?
It's close to ready to come back. I did see some chatter in our Discord where the only version that was up was the dev build, and you can only get access to the dev build if you are a Patreon supporter of John McClane. I haven't seen anything where he said, basically an out, fuck you all, unless you pay me. I saw a post from him just before I came live where he basically said, I'm close to having it all fixed. I'm feeling better now that, I've managed to get there. But I haven't seen anything about him saying, no, you pricks can pay me now. But some of the reactions, like my good mate, Battle Squatch, he put a post up on Twitter saying he's done. He's out of the game.
Yeah, I've seen a few of these. I have seen a few people over this go, I'm not playing. I'm done with it, which is quite sad to see. But, what do you say to that? I mean, come on, there's been... I get this is like a huge issue, and it has been a huge issue for people like John McClane and those that have put all that time and effort in to get that. But, I don't know, is it one of those where the DayZ community, and I'll probably get some hate for this, we do tend to react a little bit over the top sometimes, I would say, generally. Not, I'm not saying this is one that you shouldn't be over the top on, but, there's a lot of people that do quit the game and then come back about 10 minutes later, So
I just, when I see a post like this, like, yes, it sucks that this happened, Alex, but something I've seen said so many times from people who I respect is show me a game that supports modding, maybe not supports modders, but allows modding quite to the extent that DayZ does and is still relevant and still going. I know there are some other games out there, Alex, but it's not like they don't care about modders.
No, yeah, and we've seen that because they hired a load of them, didn't they? So, it's like, I get where they're coming from, but I think the calls for a rollback or rollback or whatever you called it is pretty ridiculous, because at the end of the day, BI are like, well, no, mate, we're making this game. You're the one that has fiddled around and done your own thing with our code, but like, we're doing this. Like, you need to work around us. We're the company that makes it. So I can understand BI's point. And I think obviously it's a shame that clearly these guys who are feeling like they want to walk away, and they're clearly some very talented individuals. But at the end of the day, I think there needs to be not an ego check. I feel like that's the wrong word, but there needs to be like, I know this is their passion project and they're all in on it. There needs to be like a reminder of the priorities, in my opinion, of, hang on a minute, I'm playing with BI's stuff. If BI wants to it's like playing football when you were a kid. If your mate wants to take the ball home, that's the end of the game. You need to find a new ball. And it's a bit like that. If BI have decided to go this direction, as a modder, you need to work around it. I understand it's their passion project. Like I said, I don't really understand it. And it's a shit thing that this has happened to them because they poured their heart and soul into it. But at the end of the day, it's BI stuff. If BI want to change it, they're going to change it. I do think they should have handled it better, but it's theirs to change. If you want to play around with it, that's at your risk.
Now, Codgers is a good mate of mine. He and I play quite frequently during the week when I'm playing DayZ. We haven't played too much while I was in my Rust phase, waiting for Sarkle. And we're on the same map at the moment. But this I have seen said. And, again, I've got to go get that pack of tin foil so I can wrap it on my head. But I do love a good conspiracy theory. Cobra, you're a man who's delved deep into the mysteries of the underworld and the lizard people and all the rest of it. I've got a good lizard people story for you soon, actually.
I don't even know where this is going, Boydie, but anyway, go on.
It's the highlight up on screen. It seems rather interesting that BI had something broken that only affects other maps except Frostline.
Well, this is what I was saying earlier. I mean, I did stop short of saying, I'm going to get like, I won't get anything ever promoted ever again from DayZ. You're right. But think about it, right? So I think that, the conspiracy theorists in the community will probably say, did they already know that this was going to cause an issue and decided to do the 126 at the same time as the release of Sakal so that everyone would be on Sakal and not really notice or not really bother? I don't know. But I don't know. I think that's a lot of planning and a lot of conspiracy there. I'm not sure. But
that's some 4D Mossad chess play, that is.
that's some serious play, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, at the end of the day, look, we all know that these updates, that there's always going to be something with that's going to go wrong. Unfortunately, this has just been like huge for quite a few people, which is understandable. So there you go. There's my take, Boydie.
I don't know what's who said fiddled around with code.
I think that was Scale Speeder.
But no, look, I totally get why the modders are upset. I really do.
Oh yeah,
because it's heartbreaking when this stuff happens, and it comes back to what I said at the beginning. It's not just bad enough that it happened, but it's a known issue and something that I don't know. Like I got absolutely roasted in the DayZ Unite group chat when the event was there and I launched, and it was all pretty much content creators bar a handful of modders who did have a large enough footprint to get invited. But I said, you need to do something with the modders, maybe with an update like this where there's so much happening. It was almost like I wasn't even aware of the issue with the map. But it's almost, what do they call it? What does Count Dankula say? In the business, we call this foreshadowing. I said, maybe you instead of inviting them all to play it, you have a workshop with them and go through the updates and what's changed with some of the more respected modders and all the rest of it. They had that workshop late last year, and I even saw it. I think it was the Battle Squatch again who said, we know they've got Mario, who's the senior modder coordinator for the company or BI across all games, but have a better way than just the feedback tracker for the respected modders. They can identify who they are, the ones who've got the most subscriptions and the most mods up, and just communicate with them. So that okay, guys, this is the update. This is what's changing. Any feedback on how that's going to affect you? Okay, that is. Explain. Communication. It's all about communication.
Communication is key, mate. Yes.
Yep. In all aspects of life. Alex?
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the major failures from an outside perspective. Like I said, I've jumped on John McClane's stream before and had a look at what he was doing, and I felt like I was looking at that screen from The Matrix, where I fucking had no idea what was going on. But it seems like there's a problem with communication. Is there no way that BI could get some of the big modders in before a huge update like this and say, this is some of the fucking things we've changed? Obviously, we can't give you access to it because we're not going to give people access to our files before a massive update, but we've changed this. Do you foresee any issues with stuff like this in your map? I don't know. Like you said, from an outside perspective, it looks like communication has been handled fucking poorly.
In chat there, we've got Dorkwe saying only the big modders. When we say big modders, I'm not talking about just purely based on numbers of that, because there are some grey men in the community. Mario himself is one of them. Before I was made aware of Mario's animation thing that he was working on all those years back, I'd never heard of the guy. But within the modding community, he was revered like a god. I remember when I saw Dab say, if Mario's saying something, that's pretty much god tier. And I'd never heard of the guy, but it's more of a case of those who are known as the good eggs, the legitimate good people who fully understand something. It's why I feel so blessed to have Devil on the team now, because his knowledge, like you guys see the stuff in our little group chat and that, he just seems to have a knowledge of almost every aspect. Whether it's an actual working functional knowledge or he just understands the theory behind the other areas. But there are some modders who you wouldn't include them, because as we saw with the Frost or the Cycle launch, there are some content creators who behave less than how would you describe it, ethically. There was a couple of incidents where some people had to get banned and that, but I'm not going to go into that. But but it's you identify who the good eggs are, and they've already done that once before when they had that workshop late last year, where they had a number of people get together and they sat down and Mario went through stuff regarding Reforger and how the new engine's going to work and how it's going to work for modders and all the rest of it. But again, we've harped on it again. Communication. The more you communicate, the less chance. I won't say the less chance, because if you say the wrong thing, as we saw with that post, it can be taken the wrong way. But if you communicate clearly at the beginning and you don't do a "what do you guys not have phones" moment,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bit of read in the room. Bit of read in the room would go a long way, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're a much maligned group, the poor old modders, and just a little bit of love goes a long way. And for a game that has relied so heavily on modders to keep it going, they need to do better. I don't like saying that, because I love the dev team, I love the game, I love BI as a company. I think their model is really great. We're building a base platform and letting modders, turn it into whatever they want. But they need to do better with things like this, because it's got to be heartbreaking when you've spent thousands of hours on a project and then it's just broken. You load it up and everything is not as you placed it, and that's got to be heartbreaking. And I understand there's also some issue with nav mesh as well, which Alex, do you understand what nav mesh is?
No.
Just imagine like a chain link fence that is the objects we see. We see it all the time. Not so much lately, but you know how zombies can sometimes run through a wall or a door and things like that. That's because there's something wrong with the nav mesh. It's basically like an invisible chain link fence. That is what the code sees for
like a boundary.
Yeah, and it's basically if the nav mesh is broken, then they will behave weirdly. You know,
Like when you
McClane's
stand on cars and stuff, and they just stand in front of you, just like on planet Mars, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's been another big issue that was part of this as well. Is Boydie a pro modder now? No. No. The episodes like this scare the shit out of me, Foxy, because I know just enough to get myself in trouble. What do they say? A little,
even know that.
Knowledge is power, but a little bit of knowledge can be very dangerous. Because you think you know more than you do, and then you end up saying something. And there's probably good modders out there listening to me talk now, going, "Is this guy for real, or is he?"
There's no modders on Friendly, is there? We're fucked if they know about modding. We're fucked.
Actually, one of the guys does work in IT. Sort of thing.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
For us,
there we go. There's Battle Squatch. Your chat. What he said. Devs have a history of firing from the hip with updates, and 1.26 was outright antagonistic. Zero optimism that'll change. And I can't blame him for having that point of view, because, as I said, you know, we've spoken about this time and time again, that they release something and it breaks shit, and that's got to be fucking disheartening for the modding community. Like it barely makes sense. Go, Alex. Because
I've got a question.
I really want to hear your point of view, mate. Because I think you know even more than Cobra, which is saying something.
I don't know, mate. I can barely install a mod. From an outside perspective, I ain't got a fucking clue what's going on. So a lot of my suggestions are probably dog shit. But if Battle Squatch is in here and maybe some other modders, I from having run a company before, they're obviously not going to give you their stuff early, because you could do whatever you want with it. What could BI do to make things like this just not happen, or be less destructive to people's projects? What could they actually do?
What Battle Squatch tweeted out, and yes, as I pointed out to him, I replied to him and I said they do have someone in that position who's meant to be the senior coordinator, but it's what we talked about earlier, mate. They need to do maybe a session or something, or have a Discord where only a select group of modders are included, and they go into it in a little bit more detail of what is going to happen at that code level, at that engine level, with the mods, and just get some feedback on, is this are you aware of there going to be any issues for mods and so on. That's the only thing I can think of.
I think it's only fair as well, because fucking
quality assurance. Yeah, what Nate's saying.
Before Sakal, all pretty much anyone did was play modded maps. So I think it's probably the least they can do is say, guys, we're going to do this, this, and this. You guys have provided most of the content for DayZ for decades. I do feel like it's the least they could do is at least say, hey, we're going to do this. Yeah, it's a tough one. Like I said, I don't have a fucking clue what we're going on about half the time. So from an outside perspective,
but you understand, you understand it, mate. You understand the effect it has on this game that is really driven by modders. Because there's a core who play official because the purists and so on. But for the most part, nearly all content creators play on modded maps. It's the backbone of what makes DayZ so great. It's not just this, you will play it our way and only our way. It's your story, as they say. It's your story. And your story can be whatever you want, Cobra.
Yeah, it's the choice, isn't it? I mean, there are a lot of games you can only play one way. This is a game there that they've kind of do deserve some credit for, because we're always having to go. But ultimately, with the modded stuff, if you don't like that, you go play official. If you don't like official, you go play modded. There's an option. There's a very good option, and there's various different ways of playing each of those in terms of all of the new things that people are coming up with on the community side. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is what happens in DayZ. We've been around long enough to know that things happen like this. But ultimately, they don't do it on purpose, do they? They clearly don't do it on purpose. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made so much money, would they? So
now Codger said here's a question: was Demolsk affected with this issue? I don't know. I would assume so from memory. There's plenty of those concrete blocks in that map as well. But this issue was found back at the end of August. Nate, is that correct?
not really.
No, because you're saying Sumrak had advanced knowledge of the coming issue. Well, the community did as well. And that's something that we need to stress because Nate identified this back very early on. I don't know what the exact date that 1.26 experimental went live. Nate will be able to confirm that, and he is in the chat there. But the issue was identified. So I'm not sure what communication there was after that. But again, communication from BI, when they became aware of an issue of that severity, I would have expected there to have been more information about it. Like a patch note or some sort of release from them that could be shared. Geez didn't reply until September 13th with a vague response. See, that's unfortunate. I'm being polite there, saying that's unfortunate. What severity did you give the issue, Nate? Which is another issue with the feedback tracker, because people don't understand how severity works in when you're using reporting tools like that. So I imagine everyone goes in, saw hacker, high priority, critical, all those flags that just kind of muddies the value of those ratings when you're lodging something on the feedback tracker. But it should have had more attention to the issue. Like for us, I wasn't even aware of it until the game went stable. Were either of you two aware of this issue before?
No, not at all.
No one like me. I didn't even know it was a problem until you sent me the message with the picture.
I only knew it was a problem when I've already read the tweets from John McClane.
Yeah.
And it all kicked off. So
I got no idea about this stuff. And even sometimes when we get Devil to translate it, I still don't understand it. Honestly, anytime I see large numbers, large body of text, my brain just turns off. So stuff like this is just, I'm useless at stuff like this.
But I must say though, when I first heard about it, I was thinking that is such a shame, man, because Dear Roll is a map that I do tend to create content on, one in every 5 videos roughly, because it's such a good map. So I just hope that it all gets sorted out and done. Haven't they released some kind of fix on the workshop? Isn't there some kind of? So
if it's this one concrete block that's been changed, could they not? Do you not have the files saved from before you had the map, and then could you not just replace the new ones with the old ones?
Part of the issue,
I haven't got a clue, but
part of the issue was the way that this was used. And again, I saw this said, it was a floor panel, but modders have only got a certain amount of tools that they get, or map creators have only got a certain amount of assets, I think is the word to use, that they can use. So they'll sometimes repurpose an asset. So it might have been designed as a floor tile, but they'll use it as a wall or as a ramp or something along those lines.
Sure.
And he just said in chat there that breaks the EULA if they do that. But and to get something made, unless you've got all of those skills yourself to be able to design something, animate it, and import it, and then use it in the map, and it's quite complicated. But you've got to rely on someone else or purchasing an asset that's already made and getting it converted to work in DayZ. But it's just like I've gone and found the original post, so we can have a look at the. So this was back on the 31st of August, so I was right with the date. Loaded up my map in 1.26, and panel concrete number 1 is floating. I'm told by another that non-scaled also is floating on their map. And then he's got the images.
Yeah.
So that was before it was broke, yeah? And this is it now, yeah. It's fucking way higher, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's some good sniper spots there, mate.
Okay. And so I'm assuming that that's the comment I made about using the old version, that's what breaks the EULA, right? So you'd need to get a whole new asset, which is a fucking headache, isn't it?
Or they've got to release the previous one. And there could be licensing issues there that we're just not aware of. I would have assumed that they made them all themselves, but you just don't know. But if they don't own the full license, then so then we get 13th of September, 9th of September, it gets changed from new to awaiting internal testing. So that's over a week. Severity major. So I'm not sure. Is that the highest rating?
So hang on, Battle Squatch and Digital High Five are saying it not only makes them higher, but it rotates them as well, does it? So it's like...
Sorry, no. I didn't finish that. Thank you, Battle Squatch. The issue wasn't so much with when you had a flat panel like this. This is where I was going with how they get used for other purposes. It was, as John McClane shared with his image, it's when they were rotated, because even the dropping of it, because let me okay, so you've got the panel, and when it's flat, if you could just put it in a script, bang, it goes back down to where it should be. But if it was rotated, when you drop it, it's going to go back that way. It's not going to go down a bit, or
I see.
So
because the like the Y angle or the X angle, whatever it is offset. Okay.
So that's
can you imagine that though? Can you imagine, right? If you filled a map full of them slabs and you've rotated them, that is going to be an absolute
your map's crippled, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's absolutely crippled. If it's
I'm just reading what chat is saying, basically.
And look, Battle Squad,
you have to do it individually.
I'll be honest. I did see some people say, if you're a talented scripter, you could make a script to do it. I don't know, but it still seemed like at the end of the day, it just comes down to the communication. It took a week or so before it went to internal testing. They've now changed it to closed resolved. That's a strange. I don't understand that, but
isn't that something to do with the fact that, as Foxy was saying on Tuesday, it's going to be fixed? There's an update coming out. So if that's the case, there you go.
I think it's important to show these images because it really does help people understand better. Like that poor plane. What did it ever do to deserve that?
I mean, I can certainly see now why some of these modders were fucking banging their head against the wall looking at this shit.
Okay, so Nate says they're releasing a legacy panel that doesn't fix the broken maps, as the abandoned broken maps are pointing to the broken asset. Okay, so what does that entail, Nate? What did Battle Squatch say there? Bottom line is no reasonable person can be confident this won't happen again, and nothing is being done to resolve it's what we've been saying, Cobra.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I don't know enough about all of the ins and outs to really get into the concrete of it all.
But like I was saying earlier, like what from a modest, we've got quite a few in chat here. What would you like BI to do? What
communicate?
I think that's
in what element, in what aspect do you guys, would you want, like, we've changed XXX, or would you want to see it? I can't imagine they'd ever let you see it early, but what would be the gold standard because this
I don't think that if you think about it now, I mean the size of their team, with Sakal coming out and
this here, Alex,
a while ago.
A full-time modder liaison. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I know some people might think that that's a crazy thought, But as I said earlier, I replied and said they do already have someone. But I do think Battle Squatch is correct. And whatever it is they have, it isn't exactly what he described in his post. I think BI may think they do, but I don't know whether it would be a full-time position per se. But it needs to be someone that when they're close to the final release to experimental of a patch, that someone did post something in chat before about, like an integration test, I think they called it, or something, where they get a bunch of the more respected, the more talented modders, the ones who will give them good, genuine feedback and say, this is what we're looking at so far. Are you aware of it? Plus, there was also something said that I hate to say it, but I have to say it. They have a lot of modders who are now employees on the team. Again, how did this one slip through? Time and time again, these things slip through. Go, Alex. You take a big deep breath.
I just seen Battle Squad say their best case scenario would be an early integration build to experimental, so modders can identify issues early and notify devs or work on a single fix collectively. I don't see a world where that will ever happen. I don't see a world where they give out their new update early to people who are actively going through the code and stuff.
I don't think it needs to be anything different than the current experimental phase, but they've got to liaise better with the modders during that. Maybe have a separate. Let me go back.
They do it for Armor. Is that true? They give it out to Armor first, but not DayZ. Because if that's true, that's fucking wild. Why would you not do it for both? What would be the logic behind that?
Okay, so I'm just looking at Nate's post again, and here's a free idea, Bi. I'll give you this one for free. Category general. Now, I'm not sure what the categories are because I'm not a nerd, so I don't understand the feedback tracker. But buy your merch, buy the nerd merch. But maybe a category that's only open to modders with actual mods on the workshop or something. I don't know, where they know it's not just some absolute moron like me posting going, fix your shit's broken, but it's an actual modder with some understanding of the more integral mechanics. And instead of being category general, the category could be modder feedback or something like that. So it's given a higher priority just by virtue of being from someone with a more technical understanding of the issues rather than shit's broken. Shit's broken, which is about all I could say.
Shit's broken's what you get when I report something. Shit's broken, mate. I don't understand it.
Cobra, what's your take, mate? You're a smart guy.
Right, all of that. I think there's loads of ideas that people could have. I just think that going back to the Armor comment, I mean, Armor was the original. Armor is got a bigger team working with it, and if it's not your standout product, then you're not going to divert most of the resources. This is something that I think there's some great ideas here, but are they really going to be employing a shed load more people to deal with all these kind of things? I don't know.
But I don't think you can take that same response, because the numbers Steam's had on DayZ over this release of Sakao are crazy. We've had we're close to 80 concurrent players, wasn't it, at one point?
80,000.
Not including console. I certainly get the impression before, DayZ is an afterthought for Armor, and it obviously won't be their main effort, but 80,000 for a 13, 14-year-old game? That's fucking insane.
But that may
deserves
well be
some effort towards it.
But that may well be why they are now potentially turning around and saying, well, we do need a full-time liaison. Had Sakao not had the numbers it's got now, what would have happened to DayZ?
For 3 years now, DayZ's had no less than 40,000 people playing concurrently.
Yeah.
So it's nearly doubled.
Yeah. I mean, every year you hear DayZ's dead. Every year we hear the same arguments, don't we? But as you can see there, it's just still
Is this the
growing.
most we've ever had? I mean, people are loving it. Like I said, I don't know anything about the modding side, but from a content creator, I'm always looking at who's making what and who's playing what. There's a lot of old, DayZ content creators coming back. Deadly is just
Deadly Slob, great video.
Loving DayZ again.
And this is what we started off, and we've gone away from. This has tarnished the best update DayZ's ever had, and it's disappointing, Cobra, because what should have just been a slam dunk has had this kind of ruin it. And it does allow for the conspiracies of it only happened to these maps, but not the official maps.
I mean, is it a good idea? What's the learning here in terms of, do you release an update the same day as a new map in future? I mean, it seems like an awful lot could go wrong anyway. So there's clearly probably been some learning on the job here with that. I think the modders have
got to take some responsibility themselves in that, Nate had lodged something, but at the same time, DayZ needed to make it more publicly known. It's not Nate's job to make everyone aware of it in the modding community. He identified an issue that's a pretty fucking major issue. Like, when you look at it, even an idiot like me can look at that and go, "Oh, that's really fucking broken." Percentage of people think the Earth's flat. We didn't land on the moon. Conspiracy theory. But that's where they dropped the ball, in my opinion. That it just seems like somehow this got slipped through to almost the release of the actual release of Stable, and then it was, holy shit's fucked.
Now we're speaking my language.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we're speaking the King Alex fucking infantry grunt language. Shit's fucked,
what did Battle Squad say there? He's actually had some really good feedback. I've been impressed so far. Lots of decent modders, fewer and fewer really great ones because the process is so punishing. I agree. I know so many amazing modders who've just disappeared. Caffeina. Mark's got excited because Caffeina's nature overhaul appeared back on the front page. And I sent a message just saying, "Are you back?" Nah, not back. Found it quite funny that the mod ended up on the front page, but Mark's the one. He still does stuff every now and then, but he's another brilliant god tier modder that not many people know who he is. But he's the guy behind Vanilla Plus Plus, along with Gravity Wolf and that. Gravity Wolf's another one. Keegan, Listic. There's so many who've just gone. And that's natural, even with content creators, they'll move on to something else in that. But DayZ is almost like it's a modding hotbed. Battle Squatch himself, everything I heard said about him is his talent is just insane with how good he is. For those who are aware, like he and I have had some argy-bargy on Twitter and all the rest of it, but it's been over stuff that's not related to his actual skill. It's just about other crap. But
I don't think there's anyone on Twitter you ain't had a problem with, Bodie. Not a day goes by we didn't fall out with somebody on there, I don't think.
He's got better. When
he has got better.
Bodie, he didn't give an absolute fuck. That was all over the show constantly. I used to fucking have to sit down and go, Bodie, fucking hell, right? This show ain't growing. It ain't gonna grow all the time. You're fucking arguing with everyone. That's what it was like. What was that? A year ago, 2 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. I don't know what it was, but Jesus Christ. I thought it got better, to be fair. You should have been around in that day, I tell you, on those days. Every fucking day. Yeah. Who's he fucked off today? Brilliant.
Sometimes I just wake up and choose violence.
Yeah. Not had your coffee. You're banned from Twitter until you've had your morning coffee, mate.
Yeah.
It's empty. I need another one already.
That's why it's being nice.
But no, I love the game. I love DayZ. I do believe it's one of the best places for modders to express themselves, but they just got to. It's been said time and time and time again, that one word, Cobra.
I'm not saying it.
Communicate.
All right. I thought you were going to say something else there for a second. Yeah, no, communication is key, mate. Yeah, I thought he was going to come out of a rant or something there.
Thank you for the like there, Roadie as well, mate. But yeah, I don't know. It was just disappointing that this one simple little inanimate car. I almost said it. Well, for those who picked up on it, it was a Simpsons reference. Inanimate carbon rod. You know what?
I thought you were on the what's that film? Is it from Bruges?
From Bruges, yeah.
You're a fucking inanimate object. I thought that's what you did.
No, no, it was the inanimate carbon rod. But no, look, I love my modders. You all know that. Twitch needs to, sorry, not Twitch, BI needs to do more to support them because if the gamer dev's relationship was a marriage with this game, we would have got a divorce a long time ago. Lack of communication. I'll pay that. I'll pay that one, Michael. That's good.
He does come out with some good shit, Michael. I'll tell you.
He does. Everyone does. Yeah. Everyone does. Even I do occasionally. But that's because I surround myself with good people. Battle Squad, I can't comment because I don't know modding and I don't know other games. But I've had it said to me time and time again, mate, that there's very few games that allow the modders to do as much as DayZ does. Yeah, I think you look at things like Gary's mod and things like that too, where you can basically make a game within the game, to be able to go any better. Look, DayZ, Daily Press, that is something that is really scary at the moment. We have talked about this. All these people, there's an influx at the moment of people getting DMs from someone saying they're a DayZ developer and DayZ. We talked about that, but there's nothing we can do, mate, other than just try to make people aware to use Michael, I love that. Surfboard accident, back trauma. I'm all drugged up from a massive trauma cyst in my back. Surprised I'm even in the correct podcast. You're not, mate. We've been talking about politics all stream so far, mate. It's just the drugs making you think we're talking about DayZ. Wait, DOJ is posing as a GBI dev. Why not? Mike Docherty did for a couple of weeks there. But yeah, no, it is disappointing. But I still stand by that. DayZ is a great place for modders to express their creativity. But as Joey Swole likes to say, do better. Mm-hmm. For a game that has relied so heavily on modders, it's disappointing that this happened. For such a major update, it was a bit of an own goal. Is the way I view it, Cobra. If I talk in your soccer world.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, mate, I mean, look, what's happened. Trying to move forward with it, and hopefully this will be resolved on Tuesday, as Foxy is alluding to.
Actually, I'll ask Battle Squatch, mate, if what is released on Tuesday is sufficient, are you going to postpone leaving, mate? Because I need you, because you're my what's Superman's alter ego?
Clark Kent.
No, the Dark World.
Begins with a V, doesn't it?
You know where I'm going with.
Yeah,
you know where I'm. Okay, you're my Venom to my Spider-Man, sort of thing. We need each other. We thrive off each other, brother. But it'd be a shame to lose you, mate, because as I said, everything I've heard about you, apart from our differences personality-wise, is you're an extremely fucking amazing map creator. And yeah. No, Abomination, that's the Hulk's one, isn't it? The Hulk's opposite, the basically the dark version of them or whatever. But yeah, but no, I would love to see you hang around, mate, because you are talented. You've got a loud voice about modders. But no, he said he's already working on passing it off or open sourcing it. Odds are real low because I have separate issues aside from the panels, and none are resolved. Mate, but you are a loud voice. Might not always agree with you, mate, but I respect the fact that you speak your opinion. And yeah, that's kind of how I am. But yeah, I'm dead in the water as far as updating the map. It's sad to hear, mate, because a lot of people did like the map. But yeah, I can't blame you. I can't blame you. If you don't feel rewarded, if you don't feel appreciated with anything in life, what do you do, Alex?
You fuck it off.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a shame. I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
It is. Okay, I'm going to do a quick shill segment now, folks. Lid hosting. I love the guy. He's joined us on the team now. He's given us a great Christmas show prize as well, €150. That is going to be one of the prizes on our Christmas show right before Christmas in the days leading up to it via PayPal or some other weird EU money transfer scheme thing. Send me a Bitcoin, I'll send you 2 back probably. But no, I'm joking. If you're looking for a cheap and simple server operator to use, well, not simple, he's got some great tools in there, but he only does the shared. He doesn't do actual deddies yet. He is looking at that in the future though. But I cannot recommend Lid hosting enough. He's a good egg. He's a modder, so he understands the needs of modders. So definitely check him out. Link there in the description, folks. He's a great guy, Bauer, and for a Frenchie. But hey, DOJ is good as well. So that's 2 good French people I know. But yeah, Mary and the team over at Vigrid as well. They're awesome Frenchies. But yeah, can't recommend them enough. Cobra, content creator spotlight, mate. Who have you got for us this week?
Well, I mean, I've looked around this week, and there's not a lot. What I will say is this: there's been a quite a big issue on YouTube in terms of videos and streams colliding with what's going on. So what you're starting to see is now there's only been a few videos that have gone out really, other than live streams and a couple of bits and pieces on Sakal. So for this week, I'll just have to go with streams that have done quite well. It's nice to see. I haven't got anyone in particular this week. I'll just say it's nice to see so many people actually streaming Sakal. I didn't actually know until I've seen the last couple of days, really, how many people do actually stream. And you know what? Another thing I noticed, there's so many people that are streaming with like 1 viewer. You know, there are so many people, loads of them. So what I've been doing this week, and this would be kind of my spotlight, is I've been going in and saying hello and trying to raid people and all kinds of stuff just to get them a few more views. But there's been a lot of new streamers, new to the game, new just setting themselves up and out. So they've got a bit of work to do. But no, so my spotlight really is just a bit of awareness around the live streams. So basically, when you put a video out, don't be surprised in the top 10, maybe top 5, if your video's normally within that kind of top 10 position, that it's bumped down from it because live streams are happening. They're obviously pushed up to number 1, number 2, number 3 spots. Your video will gain traction again after that, after they go down. But yeah, that's what I've been noticing. It's nice to see so many people streaming. And for those that have just started out, keep going. It takes time. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
Just looking at the page now, there is so many.
You see what I mean? There's loads, mate. Loads.
Yep.
Absolutely loads.
This is part of the problem with trying to just make it on Twitch alone, folks. You are up against so many people.
Yeah.
And we're down to, there's going to be so many of them. If I scroll back up, how many are streaming in the category?
I mean, there are just pages and pages and pages of it now. And that's just on Twitch, by the way.
Doesn't say how many channels are streaming, but 14,400 people watching it at the moment.
I can find that out for you, mate, because I can go on mine and it will tell me on.
So it's a bit different on YouTube. It's very different on YouTube. There's only a few that actually do stream on YouTube, but YouTube is very hard to stream on as it is. Hence why most people go to Twitch. But
There's a
Yeah.
big name from the old days of DayZ playing it again. I
Who's
haven't seen played it all. Sacriel.
Oh, yes. There you go. How many views? Yeah, 1.1 watching. Yeah.
Good old Bibix. Iconique. Hasn't Iconique blown up?
What's their followers at the moment now? There must be on the cut of a good few thousand now.
Okay.
Yeah, 18.4. There you go. Well done.
Yeah.
So there is currently
How many you got?
average channels, 2,000 channels
At the moment, at this moment in time.
at this moment in time.
It's crazy,
Streaming
isn't it?
DayZ. Average
That's
viewers
insane.
per
Crazy.
channel, 2.
2. Yeah, absolutely.
Average
Something
viewers,
stupid.
2. Average channels, 2,000.
Every man
Yeah.
and his dog is streaming the game at the moment. So,
Sick
yeah.
out, mate. That's what that is. Yeah.
Michael. Whatever drugs you're on, brother, send some over. It sounds like you're having an absolute blast. But yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to because you said you don't have anyone particular. Our boy Foxy, he's been grinding of late and doing quite well. His video about the cave got a tweet from Marks and the dev team, but go check him out. I share his stuff. The biggest regret I have in my life is that I seem to be surrounded by whinging, moaning, fucking pommy gits. But yeah, he didn't moan once about the weather, he said. But yeah, not a regret. I love you guys. But yeah, go check out Foxy. He's someone post his links in the chat, please, or something like that. I've got the thing where it's doing that bug where I can't do the all posts at the moment.
It won't let me. It won't let me add any in the comments either for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what is going on there. But yeah, I'll second that. Foxy, I've known for quite a while now. Jumps into my streams. I try and jump in where I can with his.
As much as you banged your head against the wall, mate, Foxy's been around since pretty much the start of this show with me, and he's still here. So that says a lot about the guy.
Absolutely.
I got a lot of time for Foxy.
And just go and check his channel out. I mean, his last video, I think I put a little comment on there as well. I think his last video was really good. I didn't even know about that cave, by the way, until I saw Foxy's video. Oh, hasn't Foxy?
Don't give away any things, but yeah.
Right. So the other thing then, he's done another one, and all I'll say is letters. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's quite an interesting take on Sakal. Go and check that
out. The other thing with our boy Foxy, thank you so much for those gift subs there. Amazing yacht, you're an absolute legend, mate. It was very nice to be able to give you one the codes as well, which was really nice. But Foxy is also a very talented chef. What's he doing here? This isn't him. We created our own Foxy's food porn channel because it makes them amazing tucker, and other people are sharing their stuff now. I'm trying to find where's the last thing that Foxy posted. It's just work. I need them. I know they're little potato gems or something, but it just looks nice.
Beautiful.
And how do those burgers look?
Very nice.
And people say Brits can't cook.
Well, I'm not very good. But Alex, you're just used to your rations, mate, innit?
Yeah, that's it, mate. All food tastes good to me, mate, after fucking 8 years of shit.
How good does that mac and cheese look?
Yeah, top notch.
Wait, that is your video, Foxy? Really? That looks good. That's a nice looking chili there. What do they call it? Is that rancho some Mexican breakfast dish with an egg on it? But yeah, so this is you. Oh, I can't play it because you got that bloody music over it. Turn them.
I like the utensils, mate.
Huevos Rancheros. Thank you, Foxy. Yep, that's the one. My only issue with this is I can't see where the meat is.
That's water, mate.
That's about my level of cooking, boiling water.
I had to turn the music off, sorry. Was this at home or in the restaurant, mate? Oh, your wife's a vegetarian. Oh, you poor bugger. I'd still eat that, though, even without the meat. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, it's a solid bit of scoff, that.
Talented
Mate.
individual. Oh, boy.
But, mate, some of the shit we've eaten out in the field and that would be like, oh, fuck, I don't care what the fuck it is. It's hot.
Hot, warm, and not out of boil in the bag. Good enough for me.
Community spotlight for us. Alex, what server did you get to check out? Or did you get a chance to get?
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
No, I did. This one, right, is quite possibly the most mental server I've ever played. I've played this server before when they were in a Mausk. They're now on Sakal. I got my ass handed to me for about 5 hours straight on stream the other day.
By players or by the server?
By the server. So for anyone who thinks Sakal is fucking too easy, it's not tough enough, the volcano doesn't explode, fucking try this out. It's Barba Regia Sakal. All right. It is quite possible. I'm not like a super survivalist. I'm sure you guys might fare better. But we played it for about 5 hours on stream the other day, and with the help of my chat, just about managed to get off the coast for 10 minutes before dying. It is an absolute punishing experience.
Have they gone too far, or is
no.
rewarding because you learn from your mistakes?
Yeah. It's super rewarding, but it's fucking tough. It's so that the zombies are on there. They're super tough. So a lot of them walk, but they're like a lot tougher. So some of them will walk after you, but you won't be able to kill them with your fists. You'll need a weapon to kill them. And then the ones that run, you can kill them with your fists. You'll need to sleep. You need to eat. Weapons are almost non-existent. You need to craft them all. It is a really good server. There's when the volcano like fires up, toxic ash comes along. You'll need to put a respirator on. Thankfully, they spawn you with that, but you'll have to put your respirator on. You can refill it with charcoal tablets. It's so out there for what I normally play, but I had such a good time on it.
Got a link to the Discord or anything?
Yeah, I'll fire you over right now. It is one of the most interesting servers I think I've ever played. And it absolutely handed me my ass. I'm sure there are people out there who are much better than me, who will fare better. In fact, did you guys know Kid Carnage? He just released a video on it, and he did a lot better than I did. But yeah, if you die, you'll come back as a hyper zombie. So you'll be when you die, you'll come back, but the zombie that you come back as is super tough. So even though it's still a PvP server, you can't just shoot people because they'll come back as a super tough zombie that you'll really struggle to kill. There's about 30 different illnesses, about 30 different injuries. Yeah, it's a really interesting server, and I didn't get to see it, but somebody told me the volcano actually erupts on it. So go and check it out, guys. It's a really interesting video. In fact, I'll send you.
Oh, you in the private chat.
Yeah, and I'll also send you a link to that Kid Carnage who just did a video on it, and he's a great content creator as well. So I don't mind sharing that out, and I'll fire you. He's just done a video on it as well. So if you guys are interested before you go and want to play it, that's his link there. Go and check that out. It's a great fucking server. So out there from what I normally play. So if you're super into your survivalist sort of play style, you'll really enjoy something like this, I think. But and I spoke to Hey Bambi, who's played the Mausk one quite a lot, and he said this Sakal one is even fucking harder than the Mausk one. So go and give it a shot if you want a serious challenge. It's not horrendous. I think if you learned what you were doing, you'd be able to get quite far quite quickly. But yeah, as a completely new eyes open jumping into this server, it fucking handed my ass to me quite quickly. I think I bled out within 12 minutes of spawning in my first life.
Excellent.
yeah,
I've
that is my
played a
shout
few
out.
of these.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that.
really, really good server. And like I said, the volcano erupts, but I haven't seen it myself. So if it doesn't, I can only apologise. But somebody in my chat told me the volcano does indeed erupt.
It wasn't Archie, was it? He told us there was fucking snowmobiles as well, the bastard.
Yeah, he told us all kinds of shit, Archie. Yeah.
Oh, why did that post? Oh, it's not liking that link you sent through for Kid Carnage.
Oh, I've got it. I've got.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. It's not come through.
No, I'm posting it, but it's just not posting it correctly.
There's something wrong with the text, mate. On
okay, hang on. Maybe
tonight.
I've. Hang on. Let me try again.
This should work. Nope, 404 not found.
Interesting. Yeah, that's very bizarre. I don't know why that's happening because I've literally just gone on his channel and
the link's working for me, mate, as well.
Hang on,
yeah.
let me try it this way.
Both of your links, Alex, are working for me.
They're both working. Okay. Try that one I've just sent through.
And your third one, all three of them.
Works when you click them as well, Foxy. No,
it is working. It's just popping up weird on the YouTube creator dashboard or the Twitch one of the two. But yeah. All good either way.
That's my shout out for the community server. Go and try it out if you want your ass handed to you and you think Scal's too easy.
Sounds good.
Daily, send me a message, mate. When I've got time, I'll jump on with you and I'll help you with the survival part of it, and you can help me with the PvP side of it, and we'll both die together. But yeah, no, that's awesome. Actually, sounds really good. I love those sort of over the top cock and ball torture maps. So yeah,
let me know how you get on with this one then.
Still no update from Feral, sadly. But she is still around, folks, but just dealing with family stuff. Like I said, she's back in the UK at the moment. So let's see, did that one work? No, that one didn't work either. Too many slashes. Seems to be on Twitch where the issue is, not on YouTube. So I'll sort that out. But yeah. But once we've got more info from Feral, we'll update you guys. But hey, it's a family thing. She's dealing with it. So we're trying not to bother her too much so she can deal with whatever's going on. But yeah, another quick reminder, folks, for the Christmas show, we've got a lot of really cool giveaways. Foxy's added one, and so has Funk Pedal. Funk Pedal will be donating a DayZ hoodie. She'll send me a link through exactly of which one it is. And Foxy is donating one of the pretty cool looking Frostline cups. Now, you guys need to give me a sec. I've got to go grab something.
Oh dear. This may not be good for us, Alex.
It's his new lingerie for his OnlyFans, isn't it?
We may end up losing our communities over this. So he does some crazy shit at times, mate. As long as he don't get his arse out like he did fucking 2-3 weeks ago. God almighty. Let's hope it's something decent. He's bought some Frostline stuff or something. I don't know.
He wonders why BI ignore us when we ask for a DayZ con. Then he gets his arsehole out on the fucking DayZ podcast.
Yeah. Fucking mad. It's a little bit worrying. He's taking his time. He's obviously saying big coming. I can hear sounds. Something's going on. Quite sure what it is. Oh, here he is. Oh, box. We got. This will be MRE rations or something, wouldn't it?
Oh my god, here we go. Voidy and sharp objects. This could go wrong.
Never. I'm only dragging the blade back towards me. That's why I'm using scissors. There's safety ones, those ones with a little crinkle cut shape on them. They get to preschoolers and stuff.
That's his missus. He's not allowed shit like this in the house, is he?
Because they're good
running there. He says, babe, can I have a sharp object? She's like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
What's in the box? Anything. What's in
Here
the
we
box?
Go.
What's in the box today?
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, you sluts. I ordered 2.
What you got then, mate? Is that the old? Oh right, yeah. Very nice.
It doesn't like
He's ordered an invisibility cloak.
That's a good bit of shit, that mate. It's a great bit of shit.
I'm gonna have to send DayZ a rude message. I ordered 2. I've only got 1.
Put it on the feedback tracker as a major.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god. So yeah, I'll do a proper video of opening it during the week and put it up so everyone can see what they look like. But yeah, not good, DayZ. I ordered 2 and you only send me 1.
Well,
screw your concrete block. Where's my extra bloody Frostline collector's edition?
You know what they say. You know what they say. Take the money and run, mate.
Yeah, DOJ's off climbing Mount Everest now, folks. He took the money and ran, and he's buying himself a Lambo. It might just be a Hot Wheels Lamborghini for $2 from the corner store, but it's a Lambo nonetheless. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are done for this week. I think it was an unfortunate episode. That's the whole Frostline kit bundle they had daily, and I bought 2 of them. It's a decent sized backpack, actually. Let me do something risky. No, doesn't want to go to the standard cam. It's only letting me use the virtual cam. And I've broken the camera completely now by the look of it.
Hey, that's my bingo done for the day.
Yeah, I was about to say. There you go, folks. That's the tech issue for Boydie for the week. But yeah, like I said, I'll do a proper video of it, show the size of it on me. And but it seems to be about 80s, 90s. It's not a small backpack, Alex. It's actually a decent little day pack. So I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest.
Did you get the whole bundle? The £158 bundle?
Yep, I got 2 of them. I bought 2 of them.
I take it everything is inside the bag,
yes.
Like your hat, your flask, all that. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, there we go. It's actually working now.
Oh. Nice. You've got a little diary in there as well.
Yeah, it's got a whole pile of things in it. If you want, because we've got a little bit of time, I can open it when I find. The only problem with bags like this, it's got fucking zips and pouches everywhere, and
there's a lot of 5-star. Well, they're all 5-star reviews on that package so far.
That's the desk mat.
Yeah.
I'll turn that side because that's a key I can give away. No, that's the sticker. It's a bit banged up, but of the symbols, you can kind of make them out a little bit.
Oh yeah, status, health symbols. Yeah.
What is this item?
Have you got a glass see-through thing? Oh, that would be a cup, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Not bad. I like a good. Oh, got a pretty flash little header on it.
I like that. Yeah. Smart.
Badge.
Very nice.
I think this is what you were talking about, mate, because this is quite heavy.
Oh, that's the see-through glass bloody thing, isn't it? That actually looks quite nice.
It actually is. It is.
Look at that.
Probably better if I put it on my.
Look at that. That is fucking smart.
I take it that's wolves in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually better than what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's pretty good, mate. I like that.
That's pretty damn cool. Came in a nice box too.
For anyone at home that's interested in some of this gear, they don't sell any of that independently, do they, Boyd? It's all one
some of
package.
them I do. Some of them I do. The patches and desk mats and that. But some of the items might
In
just
that
be.
package. Yeah.
That's the diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Out of interest, how many pages are in that? Is it like quite thick, or it's about a couple of hundred or so?
I can see at least 2.
There you go. There's loads in there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's actually.
Yeah. Nice.
That's a solid little collector's edition, isn't it?
So it's pretty much doesn't really matter the book so much inside. Looks like you can just slide in whatever you want in there. Yeah. Oh, still more.
Bloody Christmas, isn't it? Oh, but did you get your cup? Your actual metal cup? Tin cup?
Mate, you need to wear that every single show now. That's fucking cool.
It is actually pretty cool. I'm
That's
not
all
normally
right,
a beanie person.
I think, Alex, I think that would suit you better, mate. That hat.
Would do. I'll put it on and pretend I've still got airline.
I've noticed that. I've got grey, you've got none. Boy, is
Luscious head of hair.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful Aussie weather.
That scarf, is it? Yeah. It's like going to a football match, mate.
It does. I was just thinking that,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
so this is this little.
Grab some of
weird
this. Yeah,
towel
what is
thing.
that? Towel. All right.
I don't think it is a towel though. It's
Like a little baby apron, so you can eat your food and not spill it
there we
everywhere.
go. So it's just got the DayZ logo on it.
It's a cape.
Yeah. Woody's cape. Excellent.
Unless there's something in other pouches, that's it.
But you're missing another whole bag worth 158 quid.
Yeah.
They've done well out of you, mate.
Yeah.
300
Yeah, they
notes.
have.
You got fuck all back.
And there I was bragging about getting my deal for the 30% off coupon from pre-ordering and bragging about how much money I saved, and then the bastard scam me and don't send me my fucking second. This is actually really cool, and it is heavy, guys. It'll make it like a good paperweight for your desk or something like that. Yeah.
I do like the tin cups though. Frostline tin cups look good. Not that one. I was referring to the blue one. The little camping cup.
Yeah.
I'll have to get one in.
I'll go and make myself a good coffee to have in this now. Once I work out how to open it. What are they? Oh. Got a handle. Don't know whether
Is
I would
the
ever
bag
use
Molly
that.
as well?
Yes, it's like a digicam style.
Yeah, but it's got are they real Molly straps on it? Are they? No, you clown. The fucking you can add more pouches on the Molly straps. Look.
Yeah.
On the front, you can add it if you can find one with the same camo. You could add. Are they real? Or are they just? You can fit a strap. You can add, yeah.
Yep.
So you could even add more pouches to it if you wanted to. Yeah, it's all right. I like it. It's not.
And even the ones down below, they're all on by that same system.
By Molly, yeah.
Yeah.
Not very well, but they are on there.
It's actually seems to be a fairly decent backpack. So yeah, I'll definitely be using that when I go hiking.
I'm just looking on their page now. Have you
To the
seen
kitchen,
the?
to make
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. Have you seen the big gaming mats with the Cherno map on in black and purple?
No.
Have a look on the shop. It looks really good, actually. 25 quid. I'll have to get one in. Yeah. The purple one actually looks, not that I like the colour purple, but it does actually look pretty cool. Anyway, I might have to go and get one in.
Oh yeah, the store was down for a few days there while they were doing an update or a maintenance. Did you get the wallet or card holder? I couldn't see it. I'll have a look at everything else that's in there. But yeah, Games.
Added a few bits on it.
What have we got? Let's share the screen. What's 25 quid in human currency?
That's probably half a fingernail, mate, or something like that these days, isn't it? Yeah, go down to click on the actual mouse mat, the first one you see. That go down a little bit. That one. Click on that. No, it's not that one. If you go onto the top page, that's it. Go right to the top. Oh, I've gone on Bohemius. What are you on? There you go. Click on the second one. Top. Just add it. Right at the top, second one across. No, they just had it right there. It's down there, right there, the mouse mat. That's it. Second one. That one. No, go back up. Go back up. Go back up. On the first page. That's it. Right there.
Oh, the glowing map.
Yeah. Click on that. It will show the purple version. There you go. Look.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I like that. That's nice, there.
No, I like the black one.
You like the black and red?
Once you've had black, you never go back.
Oh, fucking knew he'd come out something like that. Oh, yeah, no.
It's not a show without making Cobra react like that once, is it, Alex?
No, well, it's just gold standard for you, isn't it? Advertisers beware. Bill D has got his merch and he's ready to roll.
I wondered why my subs are down the last couple of months.
Fuck off. But no, look, thank you so much, everyone. We are bang on 1 hour, 30 minutes. I cannot thank you all enough for listening to us. You may not have agreed with everything we said at the beginning, but look, our hearts are with modders. Our hearts are with the DayZ community. Our hearts are with BI and DayZ, the dev team. It's sometimes not easy treading the fine line between speaking our opinions and not upsetting people, but it's what we do here, folks. We'll always speak our minds, for better or worse. Sometimes people wish I wouldn't speak mine, but that's what it is. We love you all, and we'll quickly finish off with some individual spotlights. Alex, anything you'd like to shine the light on?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to a guy. I won't mention his name because I didn't clear this before doing this. I'd like to give a shout out to a guy who joined the team behind the show on my channel, and he's really massively gone above and beyond, helped out with a lot of things, given me some good advice. So he knows who he is. He's my shout out for this week. But yeah,
Cobra.
Well, funny enough. I'm dedicating my shout out this week to Foxy Boy. I saw his video, secondly put it up, and I watched all of it, of course, commented on it, did what I could for it, and I think we need to help him a little bit get some of those videos out there. So I'll be doing my thing on YouTube for you, Foxy. I'll be sharing that in a minute for you. But I know Foxy is quite a humble guy. He's not going to say anything other than, shout outs and individual ones for his channel, but that's our job to help everybody else. And I think he deserves a way more views than he's currently got. So let's give man.
He does. My shout out is going to be to the 4 Stripe Adidas guys over there at Friendly. If you can believe it, they don't have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, folks. Their channel isn't monetized on YouTube. So
is it still not? Bloody hell.
Still isn't. They're on a push to hit 1,000 on YouTube by 2025. Please, guys, if you haven't, go give them a sub on YouTube. You can listen to them on Spotify and other platforms as well. But they're also streaming gameplay. I don't know whether people realize that. But nearly every weekend, they're over there playing the game and just talking shit as they do, the pair of them. Sometimes it's just one of them. But if you haven't, go and listen to their show. It's a genuine, like, we call ours a podcast, but really it's just a panel of fucking idiots sitting around talking shit. Those guys actually are very creative and they've got some amazing little segments, and they do fun little joins and add a bit of comedy and humor. They genuinely put their heart and soul into producing a quality show. So if you haven't, go and subscribe to them on YouTube, because for those who don't know, 1,000 is a barrier to getting monetized. You've got to have the view hours as well, but I reckon they'd have to be there on the view hours, but they need those subscribers. And I've got a link in chat that I'm just going to share now, tiny URL that they set up to take you to their channel. But they're on 744. So they still need another 250. And when you're a small channel, that growth is hard to get. And even with such a great exposure that they do, they release segments of interviews. They did 10 minutes of their interview with the podcast. They've done one with us or with me. Yep, you've been on there as well.
Where's my fucking invite?
Oh, this was about a year ago, mate. I was on there.
I'm unsubbing.
Alex is the next guest on there, I think.
In the description below. Liking this video really helps us out, so we appreciate every single one of you.
They've got some cool merch as well. They really do.
Intro piece. But I do. As always, be good. Love you lots. Until next time. I can't hear you, con.
Can you hear me? Yeah, there we go.
There you go. A lovely voice.
How you doing, fellas?
How are you?
It's fucking awesome to be in here. Like, I've listened to so many of your episodes, and I love your voices. They're just quality. Yeah, I love that intro song of theirs, and yeah. Anyway, we just lost Cobra, so I think that's our time to run. All the best, everyone, and we will see you next week. Same time, same channel as always for Alex.
The #1 DayZ live podcast.
My man. I fucking love you. That's awesome. Catch you later, everyone. Bye for now.